Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to State of the Gaming Industry. This is episode 12, believe it or not. And today we got a good amount of things to go over. Let's go over them in order. We got the state of play going on. We got the few announcements, Devil May Cry anime trailer. We got some Metaphor ReFantazio info. We got new Like a Dragon game, Sonic Central, bunch of stuff going on. So we'll get right into it, starting with what I'm playing. Pretty much that hasn't changed. This section will be short, so that hasn't really changed from last week. So I'm pretty much again finishing up Elden Ring, the Shadow of the Erdtree. I'm almost done with it. I'm literally at the end, like at the last boss or the last boss and a half, or however they're going to do it. So I'm gonna finish that, and then I think the Metaphor demo came out. We'll talk about that. So I want to play that. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to play the Persona 3 Reload DLC before Metaphor comes out in a couple weeks. So we'll have to see, but I haven't really picked up anything else since then, so it is what it is. But let's get into the weekly releases. So let's talk about what's come out this week as well as what is coming out for the rest of the week. We know the week's halfway over, so gotta start from 24th. So I didn't even know Epic Mickey Rebrush came out, and this wasn't just a Nintendo game. I didn't know that. So I thought this was only on Switch, but came out on PC, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and the Switch. So that came out yesterday. We got Bloomtown, A Different Story, Beyond Galaxy Land. I've heard of it. Horror History Untold. So okay, that only got a 77. This is a PC only, I guess, as of right now. It is a like strategy, it's a turn-based strategy. What do you call it? Like civilization, like Civ. What do you call that? Age of Empires type thing. So that is Xbox first party though. So wish I did a little better, but it is what it is. Orange Armageddon, that didn't come out. Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. So this comes out tomorrow. I did do a video for just doing a review recap, just a roundup. So I could check that out on the channel as well. It got a 86. So that's pretty good. Pretty much most of the people was talking about it is like, it does a really good job of blending the 3D, the recent 3D, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, those elements, and bring it over to the top-down 2D Zelda game. So it seems pretty good. Again, I'll wait for it. I'm not like in a huge rush to play it. The mobile version of Balatro came out. Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports, if you care about that, it's coming out Friday. Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit, that comes out Friday as well. And then the new, formerly known as FIFA, EA Sports FC 25 comes out. Ultimate Edition, you could have played it on the 20th. So, but for regular people who get it on Friday, what's interesting is this is coming out on PC, PS5, PS4, and Xbox One, along with Series X and even the Switch. Wow, that's interesting because the game I see is coming out next month, NHL Hockey, that's going to be only next gen, so that's interesting. But speaking of old games or old systems, we got a random announcement. This was, to me, it came out of nowhere, but we got the announcement of, I could find it. Backyard Baseball. So this game from, what, 1997? Yeah, here you go. Backyard Baseball 97 will be releasing on Steam on October 10th. So next month, October 10th, it'll be coming out. This is a full announcement. So it says compete globally. Steam's leaderboard system lets you compete with friends and players around the world. Track your home runs, strikeouts, grand slams, season wins, and more in real time. See how you stack up. So yeah, it's at our core, we're fans of the not just video games, but the backyard sports franchise. You know, there's backyard football, all these other sports games. However, it says here they didn't have access to the original source code, so there was limitations on the experience. So those limitations are they can't support gamepads, they can't support Steam Deck, which kind of sucks if it's on Steam. You can't play on your Steam Deck. They can't use the original 32-bit code to support Mac OS. So yeah, but it says it runs smooth and people could check it out October 10th. There you go. I never grew up with it. You got the famous Pablo Sanchez right here that was just good at everything. Yeah. It's interested. You can check that one out. Now, moving over to another video I did, which was the DMC Anime. Go find that. So we did get an announcement, I think it was 2 years ago, for a Devil May Cry anime, but then we finally got a new teaser trailer right here. There's Dante's on his way from Capcom, as imagined by Adi Shankar, and animated by Studio Mir comes Devil May Cry. I'm gonna pause it because I got copyrighted last time. Netflix anime series based on the hit video game franchise premiering April 2025. So to me, I'm gonna watch it. Devil May Cry is one of my favorite franchises. So you can see here, very action, you know, just as you would expect. You know, just Dante, if you're fans of Devil May Cry, like I said. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. It's coming out April 2025. If you've seen Castlevania, it's from that same creator and also the same style, so definitely looking good. The only thing is, so people pointed out like, oh, the voice actor is a little different. He sounds like Nero, and apparently it is the voice actor who does Nero in the games. Why they decided to do that, I'm not sure. I'm also not sure when this takes place. It does seem like he's wearing his jacket from Devil May Cry 3, so I don't know if this is an origin story or sometime between 3 and 1 or anything like that. Maybe it's its own original story. I wouldn't mind an original story, but we'll just have to wait and see. And speaking of originals, let's talk about the new IP from Atlas, which is Metaphor ReFantazio. So we got a few new details about the game. So the first part was how long it would take to beat. So it says it'll take about as long to beat as Persona 5. Persona 5 being one of the, most popular games in the Persona series, probably the most popular. They've been milking it the last, almost a decade now, 8 years. So it says Metaphor ReFantazio's director has confirmed that the game will be as long as Persona 5, meaning players can expect close to 100 hours on their first playthrough. Even though Persona 5 is generally regarded as one of the best and most influential RPGs of the past decade, there are a few elements of it that are a little divisive. I could talk about how weird it is for high school. Okay, yes, we know the high school stuff. But yeah, so that's interesting. So we got some news on the length, as well as this was kind of interesting too. So MoneyGram Haas, which is a F1 racing team, they're actually, they have, of course, NASCAR and racing. They always have all these like sponsors and things like that all over their thing. So this team is, if you can see, right above Chipotle and what's this, Firelli, Torelli, whatever that is, you see a big Metaphor emblem sitting right there, which is very interesting. So it says MoneyGram Haas F1 team is delighted to announce a new race partnership with Metaphor ReFantazio, a highly anticipated role-playing game from Atlas. ahead of the Singapore Grand Prix on September 22nd. Oh, so this actually happened already 3 days ago. And then it just talks more about the game and everything like that. So it's pretty interesting. People have been kind of talking about the marketing behind Metaphor. So the first part was the fact that Xbox has the rights to the marketing. It's not exclusively on Xbox. It's not even on Game Pass. And we see even Visions of Mana had like a weird marketing thing with Xbox. They were at the developer direct and that game didn't do that well. I mean, I'm trying to hold out hope. Like, I think for fans of JRPGs and RPGs in general and fans of Persona and Atlas games, they're going to buy this game, no doubt about it. The problem is when you want to talk about going to the masses, it's you're not hearing as much talk about when people are talking about like games of the year or upcoming games they're really excited for. Yeah, sure, some of the enthusiasts and like, influencers and things like that are talking about it, but the major publications aren't really talking about this game that much. That combined with just the name itself, like Persona has built this, big names. It used to be called like Shin Megami Tensei Persona 2 or something like that. And then they just dropped that. Shin Megami Tensei became is the original series. But even that, Shin Megami Tensei isn't even that popular. And I think it's because of the name, like Metaphor ReFantazio just sounds so, like, for the commoner, it's like, what is that, right? And then you have the Xbox marketing where JRPGs aren't that popular. Xbox isn't that popular in Japan. So I'm hoping it does well, but we'll just have to see how it actually ends up doing. But keeping it in the family, let's move over to RGG to talk about the new Like a Dragon game. So we got Like a Dragon, what are they calling it? Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza, which is set in Hawaii. It says it is from the RGG studio, so it says I don't know, I can't talk like pirate. Be a modern day pirate adventure with Goro Majima as the captain. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii sets sail on February 28th, 2025. It'll be full speed ahead on digital and physical pre-orders. Ye scurvy dogs, what are ye waiting for? So this was the announcement trailer. Let's see if there's some type of rating in here or something. Actual gameplay. Looks like there's more like story. Oh, there you go. So, I mean, fans of the Yakuza series or Like a Dragon, they'll be into this. It's just not a series I've tried a few times. It's just not for me personally, but you could try this out. And I mean, Like a Dragon's been all over the place. Like, they had Infinite Wealth this year, sold 1 million, I think, in the first week. We haven't really heard that much more about it since then, but you had that. Then you had the Man Who Erased His Name last year. You had Like a Dragon Ishin last year as well. Then you have the Amazon show coming out, I think, next month. So Like a Dragon's definitely rolling. So Sega, and we're going to talk about some more Sega in a second, but Sega's been killing it the last, like, I say this whole decade so far, this 2020 decade, with the Like a Dragon like reboot game, all the different iterations of Like a Dragon, Sonic's as popular as it's ever been. Then you got Atlas, which is offshoot of Sega, with the Persona remakes, Persona 3 Reload. You got Shin Megami Tensei 5, Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, and then you got Metaphor coming out. So Sega's firing on all cylinders. For sure, they going crazy right now, I ain't gonna lie. But they also had their Sonic Central event yesterday, and I just was seeing like a bunch of random stuff popping up, and I didn't know there was a whole Sonic event. So mostly it's been focusing on, they're saying like this is the year of Shadow. Like if you go on Sonic's the official Twitter account, it's Shadow everything this year, right? But here's some of the announcements. So yeah, Sonic Rumble is coming to what's it? It's a battle royale game coming to mobile and PC this winter. To play with 32 players. It's like Fall Guys, as it says here. You got Super Monkey Ball, Banana Rumble. They have Sonic and Shadow cosplay, as well as like the balls that you can roll in. So that's a cool little crossover you got there. I don't know what that is. Oh, I saw this too. So certain Topgolfs now have a like theme around Sonic. So again, marketing's all over the place. Sonic is as popular as he was. He's probably more popular than he was when he first came out at this point. Like just for sheer amount of eyes on him, he's all over the place. They're teaming up with DC as well. So the cover for this episode, if you see it, there's all the characters from Sonic dressed as different characters. You got Shadow as Batman. You got what's his name? Knuckles as Superman. You got Sonic as Flash, as you see right here. So starting in March 2025, Sega and DC will release one issue a month of a special series combining the two franchises. Not only will Sonic team up with the likes of Batman and Superman, it's also possible we'll see him and his crew do so while basically cosplaying as each character. Sega released a collection of the main cast mashups, including, as I said earlier, Amy as Wonder Woman, Sonic as Flash, Silver as Green Lantern, and Tails as Cyborg, which that all fits, right? Like Shadow is the dark, like mysterious character, so him as Batman makes sense. Knuckles as Superman, he flies around and punches stuff, I guess. Amy as Wonder Woman, she's a girl, I guess. Sonic as the Flash because he's super fast. Silver as Green Lantern, I guess because like telepathy or picking up items and stuff like that. And then Tails as Cyborg because he's into, you know, electronics and mechanical stuff. Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. So we got a new trailer, and they just been pushing this thing out. It's coming October 25th. I really want that special edition, I'm not gonna lie, but again, like I've bought this game twice already. I cannot buy it a third time. Definitely not for $200. Like I want to play it, but yeah, if they had some, if it was cheaper, like I feel like the main selling point for it is either you get the super collector's edition or the deluxe edition with all the extra, you know, downloads and goodies and stuff like that. But just getting the base game for $50, it just, yeah, the game's not that old for me to want to do that. So, other announcement they had was Sonic and Shadow Generations gets a prologue anime in September. So before the game comes out, it says they're going to have a 3-part anime prologue coming to YouTube. So the first episode comes out, oh, it came out today actually. It's titled Shadow and Maria. And then episode 2, Find a Way, will be on October 3rd. And then episode 3 will be out on October 10th. Those who pick up the game on PlayStation can enjoy an extended version of the episodes too. Okay. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 gets behind the scenes look. So they showed a little bit of that. And it doesn't say here, but it was announced. We'll talk about in the state of play, but they did announce like there's some special movie tie-in like levels or something like that. I don't know if it's exclusive on the PlayStation if you pre-order the deluxe edition, but it's supposed to come out like December 12th, I believe, like 2 weeks before the movie comes out. So, and I guess they weren't going to talk about that, but yeah, they listen. Sonic cooking, and I guarantee you, Sonic Frontiers 2 or whatever that the next iteration of that next year for sure. Right, it's going to be 3 years since Sonic Frontiers. They got all the momentum, the movie, Shadow, everything. Like it's time. It's time for another 3D Sonic game. But moving over to another anniversary. So next year, or not next year, sorry. 2026 will actually be the 25th anniversary of Xbox, believe it or not. 25 years. If you didn't feel old already, now you definitely will. So this article is coming from Windows Central by good old Jez Gordon. Shout out to Jez Gordon. It says, we're building plans for the 25th anniversary of Halo and Xbox. Microsoft confirms in a new interview. We have such a rich heritage, you have to celebrate that. So what's interesting about this too is the fact that you see this picture. This is when celebrities were really big endorsers of video game consoles, like when they actually needed to do that. So you had The Rock here when they revealed the console back in 2001. So it says here, so this was an interview with Licensed Global Magazine. So it revolved around the merchandising of Halo. It says during the interview, Xbox head of consumer products, John Friend, I've never even heard of this guy, revealed that Halo is raked in over $1.8 billion in consumer spending on merchandising and licensed products alone, excluding video games entirely. That's insane. That's like, I mean, obviously it's nowhere near like Pokemon numbers, but now people see like why these games is really to sell merch. Like, it's not the games itself. Like, the games are a marketing tool at this point. Elsewhere in the piece, John Friend confirmed that Microsoft was planning some sort of 25th anniversary event for Xbox and Halo, which share a birthday, which would fall on November 15th, 2026. Now, what's interesting about this is the fact that we know that Xbox is planning a next, as they call it, the biggest generational leap in gaming. So 2026, I mean, we've kind of said that they decided they're not going to do a mid-gen refresh. They're thinking of moving on with as far as the hardware goes. They're kind of focusing on Game Pass and things like that, but they still want to deliver the experience a certain way. And I mean, that kind of lines up, right? Like 2026, that the 20th anniversary wasn't that great. Now, the Halo Infinite came out, even though it got delayed from 2020 when it was supposed to come out at launch. So 2026, we get that handheld. Does it dock? Do we get the next whatever the system is? Does it connect to each other? I'm very interested to see that. But you know, one thing's for sure, that 2026 or whatever they're doing next is going to be interesting. Like you could say what you want about Xbox and Microsoft, like they keep the gaming industry like interesting. Like they're trying to do other stuff. Like obviously they're playing catch up, but at least they're doing more exciting things to me than mostly anybody else. I mean, yes, the Switch was really popular and exciting when it came out, but it's kind of like, you know, we just accept it now. Everybody's got a handheld or whatever. PlayStation's kind of status quo. They're trying to nickel and dime where they can, but they're still providing those great exclusives and experiences. And Xbox, I feel like, is doing the best as far as trying to give like unique experiences as well as like features and services, and you know, trying to push the envelope, break some walls down around what we traditionally, you know, feel gaming is and things like that. So I'm definitely interested to see what they got coming next. But speaking of PlayStation, let's get right into this state of play. So again, I did a full stream of the state of play. I'll just pull it up here. Not my stream, the stream. So this full screen. So I'm gonna skip around a little bit just so we're not just like going through. We'll just go through everything real quick. So first off, they started with Astrobot DLC announcement. So this will be free DLC, and it will be coming out at some point this fall. We saw it's going to have new speed levels. So it's going to have 5 new speedrun levels and then 10 new bots to rescue altogether. So we did see there was like, there's going to be like the Eve costume from what's it called? Stellar Blade. There was a Helldivers costume, things like that. So definitely looking good. I mean, I'm not surprised it's free, because let's be honest, if you announce a DLC right now and you're like, oh, it's just extra levels, like you can't announce it a few months after the game comes out and people gotta pay. Like that's kind of crazy, right? Like if you wait a year or something, sure, but then if you just try to charge people now, they're just gonna look at it like, okay, these was levels you could have had in the game, but you just decided to, you know, knock it out for some reason. So, but after that, we got Midnight Walk. So this game, Actually, it looks really cool. So the entire thing is handcrafted in clay, and it's coming out simultaneously on the PS5 as well as the PS5, or sorry, the PlayStation VR 2. So coming from Moon Hood Studios, looks really cool with the graphics and things like that. So look forward to that. I don't believe there was a release date. I think it just said coming. Yeah, you could just wish list it. So we don't know exactly when it's coming out. After that, we got a look at this game called Hell Is Us, which I think is a dope name, which kind of looks like, I don't know, it's like post-apocalyptic mixed with like action adventure mixed with horror. Like it's a lot going on here. I'm not exactly sure what the actual genre is, but this will also be on Xbox. Obviously, this is the PlayStation State of Play, so they weren't going to have any other advertisement for anyone else other than themselves, but this will be on Xbox as well. Then after that, I think it's 2025. I think it said. Let's see. I believe it's 2025. It says it's in development, so it might not even. Yeah, so no release date for that. That might be a 2027 game. Who knows? Then we got a look at Metro Awakening, which reminded me a lot of Stalker, just with like the vibes of it. You see I mean, even this opening part, like people around the campfire, the radiation and stuff going on. But this game's coming out November 7th, and it will be on PSVR 2. You can check that out if you have a. You also need a PS5. Then we have this game called Arc Age Chronicles coming sometime in 2025, and it seemed like you play with. It didn't have anything with like party members. I don't know if you're gonna play as like swap between 3 different people during the game, but it looked like you had someone who's more of like tank, like bruiser type. Then you had someone who's more like whimsical finesse type. Then you had like a magical type. So it seems like there's going to be around like 3 different characters to play with, maybe more, but they all play pretty different. I believe this is also going to be on the Xbox, so if you don't have a PlayStation, you don't have to worry. After that, we got skipped. Okay, so we got the announcement, and the timing of this is crazy. So we got the announcement of Power World, and it came out literally yesterday for the PlayStation, and this is crazy considering that what's going on with it being sued by Nintendo. I don't know. I mean, Sony is a Japanese game now. I believe, and I heard this and I didn't get time to fact check it, but I believe it's not coming out in Japan, which I think is because of the lawsuit. So, you know, Microsoft had whatever deal going on where it was in Game Pass or however long it was from the beginning of the year. It's been around 9 months. You know, it's had a lot of players on it and everything. So it's time for it to come to PlayStation. What happens with this game, I think, will be kind of monumental when it comes to the court case. So we'll just have to, you know, keep our eyes open to see what happens with that. Next up, we got the announcement of the RPGs from the PS1 era called Lunar. So it's going to be Lunar Remastered Collection. It's going to be, and of course my computer stops. So it's going to be Lunar 1 and 2 together. It's going to be on PS4 and PS5. It's actually going to be on Xbox too. Xbox tweeted it out. So it's going to come spring 2025. It's kind of interesting that these were originally PS1 games, but they'll be on Xbox. I don't know if they owned it or it was just an exclusive back then. Who knows? But all that stuff kind of changes. Then we got the announcement that I mentioned earlier about the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie pack, as they're calling it. So it's a DLC bundle based on the upcoming movie that's coming out in December. So the funny thing is when they look down, I was looking at his shoes and I was like, oh, that looks like the movie. So this is literally going to be part of the Sonic Cross Shadow Generations like DLC bundle. So there's going to be scenes directly from the movie, and it has Keanu Reeves voicing Shadow. So that's pretty dope. So this is coming out December 12th. Yes, December 12th. So if you're looking forward to that, you could check it out. Next up we had, skipped a little, the creator of Final Fantasy has got Fantasian Neo Dimension. So this will be coming out on December 5th. I believe this is on Xbox as well. Then we had a look at Dragon Age the Veilguard. So this is coming out October 31st. Of course, it's multiplat. I believe it's going to be on PC. I know it's going to be Xbox Series for sure. And we got to look at it. There was some story elements, but then you also had a look at some of the combat. I thought the combat looked okay. I thought the dragons they're fighting looked a little goofy, I'm not gonna lie. But what was cool about it was when you looked at the combat, you could see I don't know if the original Dragon Age, like Inquisition and all them, did the same thing, but they kind of went for like, it's like a minimalist HUD kind of situation while you're in battle. And I think maybe when you're running around the town and everything, it doesn't matter, but when you're in battle, not having a bunch of stuff on the screen is kind of cool. Like you have the what do you call it? Like when you pull up your party and you want to do certain moves, you'll see that, or like the dragon's health bar and stagger bar, you can see that. But other than that, it's pretty empty, which is good to see. And then after that, we got the announcement of the Alan Wake 2 DLC. We didn't get an exact date, but it will be coming out at some point in October. Of course, you know, Halloween, the spooky season. And I don't think this will be exclusive. I'm pretty sure this will be on Xbox and PC as well. Still no physical version of this game. And now I was confused. So in that picture, it looked like they're in, like, is this not the control, like, FBI area? I'm not sure. But definitely looks interesting. Next, so I say this is probably one of the best games to put on VR. So we got Hitman VR coming out in December, and it looks really good, right? Like you're from that first person perspective, you know, going around, whether you're going in guns blazing, you're sneaking around, breaking lock picks and breaking codes and strangling people and all this kind of stuff. So I just think like this is like the perfect VR game. Like if I had a VR, I would be very excited for this game. So that's coming out in December if you're interested. Then next up we got Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered Collection. This is coming out December 10th. This was also a what's it called? Legacy of Kain remasters coming out for PS4, PS5. This was another PS1 original game coming out December 10th. I believe it will be on Xbox as well. So again, not an actual exclusive, but you know, of course they got the marketing rights. We did see just a reminder that Lego Horizon will be coming out. But after Lego Horizon, they announced some farm sim. Sorry, Lego Fortnite first. Yeah, I skipped ahead a little bit, my bad. Then you got Dynasty Warriors Origins coming out January 17th. Again, it looks like, you know, all the Dynasty Warrior games. It looks a little more polished, but I mean, I think I played Dynasty Warriors like 7 or something like that, and I have Hyrule Warriors, both of them. The concept is really dope. I don't know, I just never got around to playing these, but it's definitely cool. I mean, the move set, the it really scratches that itch for me with the hordes of enemies and things like that. So definitely dope. After that, we got to look at Monster Hunter Wilds, and there was a bunch of cinematics and things like that. A little bit of fighting and combat and crafting and stuff like that. So it looks really good. That RE engine holds up really well, and we got a release date, so it's finally coming out February 28th. I think we saw it at the Summer Games Fest, so it's at 2023. They said 2025, and I'm thinking this is a fall game, but coming in February 28th, right before spring starts, that's a good time. And they had a good amount of pre-order bonuses if you want as well. Then after that, we got the mentioned earlier, get there, the Lego Horizon. Yeah, so we got the Lego Horizon Adventures game coming out. Obviously a lot more lighthearted than the original. You got you see the different costumes here. Sackboy, you got Ratchet and what was her name? Rivet from A Rift Apart. Doing some more advertisement for other Sony. Sony does a really good job of that, like advertising all their franchises. So yeah, this will be coming on November 14th. It'll also be coming out on Nintendo Switch, which a lot of people like that threw a lot of people off when they first originally announced that, but definitely gonna have that. And then the very badly kept secret Horizon Zero Dawn remaster will be coming out on Halloween, October 31st. It'll be available on PS5 and PC. Now, I do own this game, the regular version. I got for like $8 or something like that. So they say you can upgrade for $10. Will I do that? I don't know. I mean, is it worth the visual upgrade? Maybe, but we'll have to see. Then we got some announcement for Stellar Blade. We got a new photo mode and soundtrack that is available on streaming. But then, more exciting than that, we got the announcement of the games that people said it looked and reminded them of, and that is a Nier Automata crossover DLC pack. And we don't know exactly what is going to be part of that crossover, but we do know that it will be coming out at some point later this year. I want to play this game. I need to be near Replicant first before I even get into that. But yeah, people gonna go gonna go crazy with that photo mode, that. And they talked about PlayStation Plus, stuff like that. We got the Chroma collection, which are these new plates and DualSense controllers. They talked about the PS5 Pro and some of the games that are supposed to be PS5 Pro enhanced and what you'll be able to see. But then we got the big announcement, which was people didn't know if this was we're getting a Ghost of Tsushima 2, or if this was a spin-off, or this was no one knew what this was. So we got the announcement of Ghost of Yote, if I'm pronouncing it right. So you see here, it takes place in 1603, which is around 400 years after Ghost of Tsushima, another game I need to play. I need to beat that this year. I need to, because people talk about it too much. I spent $50 on the special edition around Black Friday 2 years ago and still haven't played it. And there was a lot of complaints about this game. People saying, oh, it's DEI and all that. I don't know why people say that. Not that I get, but I can kind of side with you if you are saying people are the gender swapping and the race swapping and all this, but this is literally a whole different 400 years later. It's a whole different character. People was just getting mad for no reason. That was pretty much it. That was the last announcement at the State of Play. So yeah, I mean, for a State of Play, it was pretty good. It wasn't a PlayStation Showcase, which I think a lot of people kind of confuse the difference between those, but it was pretty solid. Again, if you want to watch it more in depth, I did the full live reaction and everything, so you could check that out on my channel. Let's move over to a game that is similar to what's it called, Ghost of Tsushima. But we got the unfortunate news for some people, but not for everybody, I guess, that Assassin's Creed Shadows was getting delayed. So this is the statement right here from Ubisoft, but it says, "Dear players," zoom it in. It says, zooming in doesn't. Anyway, dear players, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a dream project for us, finally bringing the series to feudal Japan, with many features developed with our community in mind, such as parkour or the renewed stealth brought by new technology, all set in a beautiful, immersive world. This ambitious addition to the franchise, rich experience, live through, blah, blah, blah. As such, we've made the decision to postpone the release date to February 14th. That's Halloween. I mean, not Halloween. Valentine's Day. The game will release on a broad range of platforms, including Steam at launch. Additionally, pre-orders will be refunded, and all future pre-orders will be granted the first expansion for free. That's interesting. We understand this decision will come as disappointing news, especially to those who have been waiting. Blah, blah, blah. Rest assured, we're looking forward to the moment you embark on a memorable adventure with Noe and Yasuke. Until then, we thank you for your ongoing support. And yeah, I've seen, of course, a lot of people in the comments talking about, oh, it's because of Ghost of Tsushima, and they, you know, like it's not because of it. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, why would you push a whole game into the year that the game that you supposedly are trying to avoid is coming out? Like, that doesn't even make sense. So, and that sucks for a lot of people that was looking forward to it, though, especially for, you know, Assassin's Creed is normally a big, the same way we have like Call of Duty and you know, those type of games. A lot of the sports games that come around like every year, or you can look forward to in the fall time. Assassin's Creed is one of those, and it always sells. So I know a lot of people were excited for this, despite the controversy with the, you know, it being a feudal Japan and everything. So that definitely sucks, but it is what it is, man. Delays happen. We gotta get used to it. They said they needed more polish. I mean, the game was supposed to come out, I think, next month, right? Either it's October or November. So it is what it is. That does suck though for everybody that was looking to it. Let's get into the last topic, which is going to be short. Despite the crappy, what do you call it, reception to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, we have allegedly a new Batman game is being put into works at Rocksteady, and it also says PlayStation also set for trying to get exclusivity for the game. Now, Sony having Xbox, I mean, having, man, I can't even talk. Batman, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. Like, Spider-Man and Batman are easily the two most popular superheroes, like, ever. And definitely today. So if they could get that, man, that would be kind of tough. That would be kind of tough. Now, I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, they should have did this in the first place instead of, you know, they have the VR game coming out as well. And people saying, oh, they should have did this instead of, what do you call it? Instead of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. But it's like, bro, like, they want to do something different. Like, you had like 4 Arkham games, and like, you want to just keep doing Batman. Now, obviously, them going back to it, who knows? But most of that team's not even there anymore. So I don't know how this is going to turn out. We'll have to see. I still haven't been Arkham Knight or any of the Arkham games, to be honest, but we'll have to see. I mean, I got Suicide Squad for free through, I think, like, when you have like Amazon Prime, they have like random free games every couple of months through like Prime Gaming or something. So I think I got it on the PC, right? Like, I downloaded it, I haven't played it yet. I got it for free, so I'm gonna check it out either way. So I seen what we really want is a Batman Beyond game. I want to say a Batman Beyond game developed by CD Projekt Red is like the dream. Like a cyberpunk Oh my god, I kind of want to rewatch Batman Beyond. It's so good, especially growing up. We took it for granted. So yeah, it is what it is. But that's about it. That is all the news for this week. So y'all let me know what y'all think of everything. Of course, if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please rate this 5 stars, leave a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, do like the video, leave a comment, of course, and subscribe to the channel. And I will catch you guys for episode 13 next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.